It's Friday night, 21st. I think it's 21st. But before I go into it, correction, it is July 19th, 2019. But before I start, all media that is going to be played is protected under the Fair Use Act under U.S. Code 107. It is not needed, it is not intended for personal profit. All copyrighted material is credited to the label, songwriter, and artist. It is for educational purposes only and not by personal profit. So now I'm putting that out there because I know that there are people that feel a certain kind of way when they hear their music played, and because there are people out there that are not above board. But as you guys already know, I don't roll like that. I give props to those who paved the way. So, how is everybody doing? It's been a very, very hot week. I hope wherever you are not allowing the heat to knock you off your square, so to speak. Or better yet, allow your emotions to cause you to do impulsive things because we are in the summer season, family. And as you already know, August is also known as the dog days. So this is nothing but a precursor of what's to come. It is preparation of what you will be shown. So how you doing? Doing all right? Yeah. Been out there, got a little tan. And like French fries, when the heat is placed on you're golden. You're golden. So of course, from the for every tissue, every muscle, every fiber, every atom inside you, it is going to be amplified. Your melanin is going to feel that vibration and in turn respond. That is why we're golden. So I've been waiting to sit down and make a video because I haven't done it in a little bit. And I just wanted to catch up. But I also have something put on my spirit to share to the intended heart, intended mind. Now, as you already know, in a town near you, in a city near you, in a state near you, or a region far, far away, one thing that we have in common is the season. Now, granted, I know with the equator, when areas are celebrating summer, it is fall and winter elsewhere. But not to zag away from my point, because heat, the heat is rising, and you'll notice where you're at. Some people, so does the emotional wall. It gets tested. Just as you've heard the old saying that pressure breaks the pipe, the power of that sun, that mighty sun, also has a way of showing you what you should see, what you should acknowledge, because you are being present and you are being shown because you are ready. Remember when I told y'all the beginning of the year? I've mentioned this in different times that if you break down the calendar year in 4 months, it's all about the survey, it's about the cultivation, it's about the maintaining, and eventually the harvest. Once you decide to manifest whatever that thought that you have within you, when you decide to commit to whatever that focus may be, because that is going to be the journey that you're going to take. Now, there's a reason why I'm saying this, because these last 3 weeks have been very eventful for me. I've been tested, but I've also prevailed, because the one thing that I'll always strive to do is be transparent with myself. Which, what I mean by that is, there's no future in fooling yourself. You already know your strengths. You already know your weaknesses. You also know your dreams, as well as you know your gifts. Yeah, those natural talents and gifts that you were given the moment that you took your first breath. Yeah, those things that it may take other people some time to master, you're able to do without question. Why? Because that is part of your toolbox, your spiritual toolbox. Because when you take away this, because you know the physical form is nothing but transportation on this earthly realm. You're a spiritual being first. That is why anything that has impact in your life, peace and blessings, Gretchen. Yes, this is live. The greatest impact is felt from things that are not seen. The power of the tongue, the power of the mind, and unfortunately, fear. You've heard it time and time again. The human body gives off two frequencies: love, fear. Those two things is how we move around this planet, how we react, cause and effect. So before I go into the not so good part, talking about fear, let's talk about the good things first. Like, number one, you hear my voice. Yeah, you hear my voice, because that validates that you're alive. That also validates that whatever's going on in your life right now, you are present. But what's even more beautiful in that is the fact that you have the ability to choose. Let that sink in for a second, because that's something that is priceless, family. The right to choose. Should I go left? Should I go right? Should I stand my ground? Or should I go forward? And I understand sometimes when you're living your life, there are going to be times where you're going to be challenged. There are going to be things that are not going to be so pleasant. They're not going to be in that proverbial bow with the box with the bow and the frilly things on it, like that big gift on Christmas Day. Some of the most impactful things you'll ever come to know come without no markers. And what I mean by no markers, you don't see it coming. Why? Because that's an opportunity right there to test not only your vulnerability, but how you're going to react to it. Now, no, the camera's not messing up, but one thing I have to do is, because it's hot, you got to hydrate, family. You got to. Now, I know somebody's going to see this video and you're going to say, But Gerald, I don't like the taste of water. That's somebody. Let me tell you something. Do you realize that beautiful mind needs every ounce of H2O? If you are going through some things and you kind of got a fogginess, or you're feeling like you're not getting enough rest, check your hydration level. Why? Because your body is what I think is tentatively 85% water based. So if you want your organs to flow, if you want your intestines, the plumbing of your body, your temple, you need the water. Ain't no different than the toilet you got in the, not to sound crass, but think about it. You ain't got no water, it's just gonna sit there. So if you're not hydrated, you've already killed 50% of the effort of whatever you strive to do, which means you're not going to be able to make clear decisions. Why? Because everything that you do is environmentally impacted. When you step outside your door and step into the world, what's the first thing that hits you? Somebody said the smog. I hear you. No, but what I'm saying is it's the environment. May it be sunny, may it be rainy, may it be right now humidity is really doing its thing. May it be cold. But what does that do? It makes a direct effect to you. So by all means, you got to be hydrated. I'm at a point now that it ain't nothing to do a gallon and a half a day, but I have to because of my line of work. Because where I'm at, there's no trees. It's not. It's just like being in an oven because of the sun's UV rays and the concrete. It bounces right back, and whatever it is, you might as well be walking around like a French fry because that's exactly why your skin reacts the way it is. And plus, you don't want to age yourself either. That's why it's also good, fam, to protect your skin. I know there are going to be some people out there. They're going to look at you and say, "Well, look, I want to get a tan." I get people ask me all the time. I just wish I had your skin. You know what's good for your skin? That H2O. You got to respect your body because you only have one. Now, let me caveat from that because these last 3 weeks, family, I've had a lot of examples um, that was afforded to me to critically think. For example, within the last 3 weeks, I've had 2 job interviews for my line of work. And, even though you have the credentials, the number one thing that anybody that's facing a situation is critically beating yourself up, defeating, having the ability to have a defeated mentality before you even said hello. And that happens all the time. You always see a situation where there may be an opportunity that reappears over and over, but yet you tell yourself, nah, that ain't mine, or, you know, you talk yourself out of the opportunity. And, I used to do that. I used to do that. But then I had to change the way I thought. And I said, well, what's the worst thing that could come out of an opportunity? What's the worst thing? More responsibility, which means iron iron sharpens iron. That means you're going to have to change up some things to take on that responsibility. But you built for that. You are already chosen for that. But guess what? If you don't claim you first, how can you receive it? How can you? And this is something that you'll notice as you constantly reclaim your foundation. Take a second to look around your environment and take a look at who's not in it. Just get a snapshot of that. Because the people that genuinely have your best interest, they want you to have the best life, even if they're not afforded the opportunity to be in it. Let that sink in. Who am I talking to? Those are the people that genuinely are the example of what love is. They love you so much they don't want to stand in your way. You know why? Because they're living the definition of what a friend is. They are the living example. They are the ones that are going to tell you what you need to know and not what you want to hear. They're going to challenge the way you see a perspective. They're not going to strong arm you, but they are going to leave you with some breadcrumbs to ponder. So, with that being said, we are in summer, family. We're in summer. It's hot. And you will notice as the heat rises, there are going to be a lot of people who can't deal with it. Why? Because as the sun shines and makes things bright, your clarity is coming. You're able to see the things that you needed clarity on without even having to even ask about. It is going to be revealed. Why? This is your come up season. Yeah, this is your come up season. But there's a price for that. hmm And it may require you to take a position to fall back. But of course, you got to fall in love with yourself first. But you got to fall back and you have to allow yourself time to reflect, to take inventory, to take stock in what you need compared to what you have to let go. Who am I talking to? Because now's the time you'll come to realize that some of that stuff that you had in your emotional backpack that you was carrying on, they may have had underlying layers of pride connected to it. And it was that pride that was fueling that fear and that was keeping you in place. So I'm here to tell you this. You're going to claim your victory. And the only way you're going to claim your victory is when you decide to claim you. Now, I know there are going to be some people that think that they got to reinvent the wheel to reinvent themselves. But you'll also come to learn the more that you're able to be comfortable with that person in the mirror that looks at you. When you get comfortable with that person, you'll already realize you were perfect from the jump. Who am I talking to? Because we live in a world, family, where it's okay to be a clone. That's why everybody wants to be like somebody, but they don't want to claim themselves. Why? Because it takes work to be you. It takes commitment to be transparent. Because it's your life. It's your legacy. It's your life story. You are the author and the architect of your reality. So let's talk about manifestation. Because I know some of y'all been, you know, me. I try to respond as soon as you inquire, because what you see is what you get. Mhm. Only thing's different is I'm on a screen, but if you happen, if it was divinely meant that we would have crossed paths, you would realize the screen don't do me justice. And I mean that because of scale, because I'm 6'3", 200 and what? I weigh myself 238. I'm not, so I was like, hey, yeah, I'm not a small guy, but my heart is bigger. So I'm going to keep it 100 because you deserve that. You shouldn't spend one iota of your day worrying about coulda, woulda, shoulda. You should not be a slave to this. That's a tool. You are not. You are real. This is an animate object. So it's summertime. Now, for us to have to wear our big shoes and some of you have to put your big drawers on or whatever. You got you go out every day and you are focusing on your career. Maybe you might be an entrepreneur. You're focusing on breaking ground in your dreams. So there is a requirement. There's a commitment that is unconditional. Why? Because it's connected to your story. And your story is going to make an impact. And if it impacts one person, it was all worth it. It was all worth it. That's why, family, as you go through your life, you're going to meet countless people. Some people are going to be your guide. Some people are going to be your validation to your direction. And some people are going to be reminders of what you shouldn't do because it's all about being authentic. And you can't be authentic without being intimate with yourself firsthand. So if you're not comfortable with allowing yourself to reflect, brainstorm, critique, and understand, that's something that you have to do first if you want your dreams to be a reality. You got to, because that is what separates you from them. That's what separates you and your direction from the people that are sitting in the cheap seats. And I say that out of respect, because there are some people that have natural gifts and talents. They know this, but they will not acknowledge that it is their responsibility to give it to the world. And what happens? Those people pretty much go through life like being on a canoe without a paddle. They just go with the flow. And then what happens is eventually time continues to pass. And then it hits them and they end up becoming bitter. They end up becoming sour. They end up becoming very angry. And those are the people that you see a lot of times that do not one of my family members likes to say they have no cut cards. They speak their mind. The reason why they speak their mind is because they ain't got no time to lose. Plus, these are also some of the people that like to use the false narrative of being a realness, but they ain't being real. Because if they were being real, they would be living their life. They will take ownership in their choices. They will learn from their lessons, and they will keep on keeping on, no matter what. So that's why that's why the proverbial saying of people come into your life for a reason and a season. But guess what? When the seasons change, why don't you? Why don't you? Because if you don't change with the seasons, you know what happens? You die because you're not surviving. If it was raining, you would do what you need to do to come out the rain, wouldn't you? If the sun was beating you down, you're not going to just stand out there in the sun and get burnt up. Of course not. So why are we giving so much energy to things that don't bring the best out of us? Why are we celebrating the things that only tear us down? Why are we doing that? So the segue from that, I had I had two interviews with for in 3 weeks, and you know I know I have the qualifications to do by either one job, but I also knew that at the end of the day, God, the Most High, is only going to give you the opportunity to stand in front of that door. But it's going to be you that's going to have to open that door and walk through it. So, why are you allowing yourself to be held hostage by fear? Why are you doing that? Because, and I say that because um, that's what separates the masses from those who have compared to those who have not. You have one person that has that's what manifestations are is all about. If you're constantly seeing the same example in your life, repeat itself, repeat itself, repeat itself, and you choose to ignore it, that's not by chance or just because. No, that's your blessing knocking on your trying to get your attention, saying, "Hey, you're not on the path that you need to be on." It ain't no different than somebody missing a bus, waiting for the next one to come. But you'll never get on that bus if you decide not to be where you need to be. Now, I can flip that because sometimes there are opportunities that will come up and you may feel that you have everything to facilitate that and you choose not to. And then you see that that wasn't for you. That's okay. That's okay too. Just make sure that you gain the wisdom from the effect. Or you saw the cause was the opportunity. The choice was yours, and the effect of either taking or rejecting that choice. So this is the summertime, family. This is your come up season. Now, I should have thrown this disclaimer out here, but I'm gonna try to be okay with it because I know I got some grown ups up here, and I want to hit you at the level that you're at because it's intended for the intended heart and mind. So you got to work with me. But I'm gonna tell you what, as you decide to get more comfortable with yourself, with that person in the mirror that greets you every day, it's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you because the more comfortable you become with yourself, you're gonna start to notice people in your environment are not. And that is gonna be unfortunately, a precursor that that union that you have may be coming to an end. I don't know why. I have that on. I have it. Feel it right here. Somebody is at that season right now that you know that you're being called to go a certain way. But if you go that way, you're gonna end up going by yourself, and it's nagging you right now. So I'm gonna say this: if this is you, does the choice enhance your life? Will that choice define, bring the best out of you? Or is that choice based off of impulse? Because anything that's done off of impulse is temporary because there's no foundation there to begin with, only an illusion. That's why some people come in and go out of your life because that's an illusion. And actually, that's what opportunists do. And what I always tell you, opportunists don't need your help for them to expose themselves. Why? Because they already see your strengths from the first moment they saw you. That's why they gravitate, no different than a moth to a flame. But as long as you continue to focus on you, guess what's going to happen? There are going to be certain precepts going to fall in place. And those people that had access to you, well, they're not going to. And it ain't nothing personal. That's just divine protection. Yeah, come on now. Your angels around you, your loved ones that have transcended to the next, they look down, they protect you because it's all about unconditional love. And that's why you shouldn't spend one moment without a smile on your face. Haven't you noticed that's why there's some people walking around paranoid? They may have everything you could ever want from a material sense of, but peace of mind, because it's not authentic. Because you can't buy peace of mind. You can't. So it's summertime, fam. How's your summer going? I hope that first before I even let that slip my mind, make sure during this season that you make time for yourself. And look, maybe you're not in the position where maybe your finances are not where you would like them to be because you got to take care of other priorities. But you can always make time for you. You know, maybe you can't get away 3 4 days like you want, but guess what? You can do a daycation. So what's a daycation, Gerald? That means you take a day to do whatever to do whatever it is that naturally you enjoy. And it don't have to cost you anything. Like for example, when's the last time you went on a walk? When's the last time you, you know, went to the park? Or maybe just go on a drive and just drive. You'd be surprised how therapeutic just getting behind the steering wheel or getting on a bicycle and allowing your mind to just drift. Don't you know that is one of the you wanna how can I say this? That's one of the tried and true ways of beating father time or mother time. And what I'm talking about is your aging because it's about defeating stress, taking the stress out of your life. That's good. That's good. I gotta go and subscribe. But you know, I was looking at because I've got the live chat going on. I see it, and I'm like, okay, I just sort of. But that's good. That's good. Um, but this summer, fam, I really believe that this is uh, a proverbial moment in each and everybody's life where, okay, you're gonna have to make some choices. There's no way around it. Now, allow yourself just for a second to figure out what makes you happy. Maybe this is the moment that you said, well, you know what? I've been working, this was my career, and I enjoy coming to work, but it doesn't fulfill me. And you want to fly. I'm saying you want to, well, you got to be responsible. You got to be responsible though. But what does it hurt to put your resume out there? All that costs you time. But the benefit is maybe a better financial standing. So what I'm trying to say is, family, just like it's gonna be hot, and because it's gonna be hot, fam, a lot of people are gonna be wearing their emotions on their sleeve, and with that means there's gonna be a lot of truth coming out, and some may be abrupt, some will be very evident. Can't worry about that because you can't make anybody do or say anything. All you can do is react. And I'm gonna tell you what, fam, your reaction is gonna be what is gonna be the outcome or the impact of your reality. Let that sink in. Don't worry about those people that you ain't heard from in a minute. Because look, if it's authentic, maybe they working on them. Just like there's no two diamonds are shine the same. They're both unique in their own. They both have worth in their own, but they're unique in their own. And that's your life. I know there might be somebody right now, you say, well, Gerald, I'm the responsible one and I'm doing everything, but I don't have time for me. You got to make time for you. That ain't no different than somebody always hitting you up because they ain't got no money. You're the go-to person. But yet, if you just thought about it, what would they have done if they didn't have you? What would they have done? Now, let's flip it. What would life be for you if you decided to take that one step to what makes you smile? Would it bring you more security emotionally? Maybe this is a season where you're ready to change your physical location. I got a feeling there's somebody saying, well, maybe you live on the West Coast and you want to come to the East or whatever, but you're ready to see what's on the proverbial other side of the hill. You ready. Don't worry about who's gonna be there because everybody that's intended to be in your life, they got a starring role and they'll come in when it's time. So now with that being said, I'm just curious what you guys are doing for your summer. Have you guys barbecued yet? Or have y'all I mean, oh, before I even go on a tangent, Look, I've been spending a lot of time down at the ocean front. I think you guys can tell I'm getting, but I've been also been a lot of time in my yard too. But I want to make sure um, that I'm able to take you guys with me. And like I said, I'm trying to get this channel to 1,000. And YouTube requires 1,000 subscribers. So I would greatly appreciate support if you could let your friends know, send out my videos. Well, you've got access to my videos anyway. That's why it's each one teach one. But I want to be able that when I'm able, because I'm about to do some traveling uh, pretty soon. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be uh, down south in August for a couple of days. But on the way back up the East Coast, I'm going to the mountains. You know, I love going to the mountains, and I want to be able that no matter wherever I'm at, I could just go right on live like and share the experience. Also, uh, I've been kind of hesitant, but I want to. Uh, I plan on the next time. I've been doing a lot of walking. Like our oceanfront from Virginia Beach is like 5 miles. So every time I go down there, I walk from one end to the other and then back. So it's 10 miles. But I want to be able to show you Virginia Beach's oceanfront. So I know that I probably won't be able to live feed from there, but I'm definitely going. My next video that I put out, I'm going to definitely have some footage of our ocean front, so that if you've never been to Virginia Beach and you may be interested, you can see what it looks like. It's really really nice, and this is our concert season here as well, as I imagine it would be for you guys too, wherever you're at. As a matter of fact, tomorrow here in Virginia Beach, Mary J. Blige and Nas are performing at our amphitheater. Um, but that's how the summer is. You got concerts going on all the time. But I'm going to be on the road every chance that I can. I'm not working. I'm jumping in the Jeep, and that's something I'm going to do too because I want to be able. I'm just going to film from inside the Jeep, and you're going to be in my passenger seat, so I'll be able to share. So I look forward to that. I really do. But optimistically, what I look forward to is each and every one of you claiming that this is your best summer ever. This is a summer that is proverbially going to change your life because you deserve it. This is your come up season. Now, like I said, as you get closer to who you really are, you're going to see some things from people that may kind of make you scratch your head, and you're going to also see who really has your best interest too. So as long as you stay prayed up, as long as you keep yourself grounded, as long as you stay true to you, you're gonna be fine. And let me tell you something. You may be in a you may be in a situation where things are a little tough. You might be going through some financial struggles right now. But I'm gonna tell you what, the moment that you decide to be true to yourself, have a connection with the Most High, watch what He shows you. He's gonna open some doors that you thought didn't exist, and He's gonna close some doors out of protection too. You just don't know. You guys don't realize it, but I'm telling you, this is your come up season because nothing changes. I mean, nothing stays the same except for your beautiful smile. Now, Queen, I gotta tell you, Well, the real question is, when you gonna claim your rightful place? Don't you realize the greatest gift ever given to man was you? But guess what? He didn't make a duplicate. Even if you're a twin, he made you. And ain't nothing more beautiful than a woman's smile. That's why real men treasure it. So nonetheless, I didn't said enough. I wanted to check in. And, like I said, I had these interviews. It's not my burden at the end of the day. If it's divinely meant, I'll have another job. So we'll see. But anyway, enjoy your weekend. Please be safe. Please be safe out there on the highways and byways. Make sure that you leave the same way that you should return. Blessed. God's praying for you. You know I am. I see your work. And for that, it helps me to find mine. Love and look forward to hearing from you. Be blessed. Bye.